Oh! It's a sale. It's a sale. Okay, this could get quite interesting. This could be an interesting one. Okay. We are round the fire. Alright, don't get sad yet. Alright, is the music the right volume? Sounds a bit loud. Let's go there. Okay. Okay, no tears. Not today. Such a tiny thing, Zell thought as she cradled the crystal in her palm. Like the purest water turned to ice. She squeezed it with all her might, and then slowly opened her hand. Turning her gaze to the heavens, she sighed and continued onward. Across the cracked cobbles and up the ancient steps. When last I walked this path, I was not alone. Through the ancient ark and over fallen stone, the defender, the diplomat, the dragoon, and the dreamer. Past the spinning aetheryte and towards the winding ramp. How far we travelled, and all for naught. 'Tis but a shade conjured by thine own fancy. Zenith was where it had all come to an end, where her beloved had named her an impostor and a fool, where her companions had turned their backs on peace. How desperately we yearn for that which we have lost. Hear, feel, think. She had sought refuge from the snows in the Dravanian forelands, and while wandering those unfamiliar fields had been chanced upon by the great worm, Hraesvelgr, descended from the heavens to hunt. Or was this too somehow her design? Through his memories she had glimpsed the truth behind a 1,000-year lie, an eternal requiem sung for his murdered sister. What could I do but speak out? And so after years of hushed half-heresies, of coded missives and midnight gatherings, she had gained a flock. Redemption is not beyond us, my friends. Come and hear the truth. Come and hear the Lady Iceheart speak. Spread the truth and cast down those who concealed it. I was so certain that would be enough. Men have ever been fond of lies. Zell felt Hraesvelgr's eyes upon her as his voice resounded in her mind, each word a dagger through her heart. She could not bear to look. I had to believe. She knew not what Ul'daan's intentions were. But we are come too far to turn back now. And so the bargain was struck, and the merchant furnished them with the supplies and the information they required. While the Lord Commander and his allies celebrated their victory, they would finish what Vishap had begun. So we did. Fire and blood and screams. So many screams. Mine own joined the chorus, calling for order, calling for justice. But there is none to be had. Men fight, men run, men die, without reason, without logic. I speak, but they do not listen. I see the girl, no more than 10, hiding amongst the rubble. The wyvern sees her too. I beg, I plead, I pray. I pray. At last she spoke. I twisted your memories into a fantasy of mine own creation to further my selfish dreams. Is that why thou art come? To beg forgiveness? No, she replied, raising her head to meet his gaze. I am come to atone. As I came before with the ones I thought mine enemies. They who were truer allies than any in the hate-filled horde. I would go to them, to the Warrior of Light and the others. I would aid their cause once more. But I know not whither they have gone. The great worm regarded her silently for a time, The dragoon beareth my brood brother's eye to Iceheart, and its twin. So you can sense them, she said, with a hint of accusation. I beseech you, then, deliver me to my comrades. Let me join in their fight. Hraesvelgr bared his teeth ever so slightly. Was that a smile? Such power was never meant to man, yet ever shall he covet it. Hast thou the strength to deny him his desire? She felt for the familiar angles in her pouch, drawing comfort from the crystal's coolness. Such a tiny thing. I have, he said at length. Lend me your wings, Hraesvelgr. Scarcely had she uttered the words when she found herself in a mind not her own. In azure skies we saw her laughter music to my ears. As I fold my wings and turn into a dive, she clutches me tightly, pressing her face against my back. Lend me your wings, she had asked, though they are hers to command, my gentle Shiva. Sail blinked. The great worm's expression was unreadable. He knows. Hraesvelgr lowered his head and she clambered onto his back without a word. I spread my wings, tense my legs and push. Yes, I remember. She had tried desperately to forget. The hours slipped by as the skies grew dark and cloudy. In the distance a light shone. That light should portend such darkness. Hraesvelgr's voice came to her. He draweth upon the eye's power. As they drew closer, she could discern a small airship at the centre of a mass of swirling ether. The reddish-black maelstrom grew in intensity, accompanied by a raising hum. Then suddenly, winked out as the sound of breaking glass echoed around the heavens. We must hurry, Ysel yelled, strained to be heard above the cacophony. Below them, look! A massive Garlean battleship rose from the depths and positioned itself behind the smaller airship. In an instant, the air was thick with cannon fire. No, not like this. Not like this. The time has come to use Hydaelyn's gift, she whispered, drawing the crystal from her pouch. Much blood has been spilled in my name, and for what? For a false cause that I created for want of warmth of companionship? She clutched it to her breast and felt the cold seep into her skin. Saint Shiva, Hraesvelgr, pray forgive this fool. But even now I cannot let go of my dream of a tomorrow in which no child need freeze alone in the snow. With a roar, Hraesvelgr bore her high above the battleship. With a breath, Ysel closed her eyes and let go. Never again would I harm another, I swore. Never again would death stain my conscience. Ysel felt him slip away as she fell and 1,000 fires blossomed around her. Slowly she opened her eyes. Thank you, Hraesvelgr. And forgive me. And then she spoke. O goddess born of mine own hopes and dreams, for the last time I beseech you, fill this vessel with your light, still the hatred within our hearts, and bless us with eternal grace. The crystal melts into light, and we are whole again, warm. My mind grows cloudy, my essence faint, but I hold fast to the memories. In azure skies, we soar once more. Well, now we know what happened. I would have liked to have seen that in game. I would really like to have seen that in game. But at least we have context to what happened that day. What a fun story. I don't think any of the Heavens Wand stories are going to have any light in the darkness. I don't think so. I think all of the Heavens Ward ones are going to be brutal. Who's next? Haurchefant. Oh no, it's Francel, actually. Francel is up next. The title of that story with Ysel is The Dreamer and the Dream. Francelup's next. Then it's Nanamo. I do like Nanamo stories. Nanamo's after that. And then it is... Oh, it's the Inquisitors in the church. That could be interesting. After that, it's Alphino and Estinian. Yeah, Alphino and Estinian after that. And then it's Alizé. Okay, I'm excited. Then it's Alizé. And the last one of the Heavensward stories is Haurchefant. Yeah. Haurchefant's the last one. So Francel's up next. Yeah, that's got to be pretty oof. That's got to be pretty oof. That's got to be pretty grim. The music isn't helping the saddest. You just know the Heavensward. We should probably do it with Dragonsong. Dragonsong would probably be a more appropriate song to go with it. But yeah, that's who's up next. Come back to me, happiness. Save the worst till last. Save the worst till last. Haurchefant should be happy. Nothing bad happens to him, right? 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 He's good. I love those stories. They're so fucking good. They're so fucking good. They're awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I like that we've replaced Lion with Lucro. Thank you. Thank you. Healing down debuff. Yeah, unlucky. Oh, I'm so happy we got that extra story of what happened with her.